You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriot. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
Thank you for joining me on the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. My name is Stefan, your host, and this segment is basically our weekly segment called Week in Review to cover what's on the news, what's going on in the week. So if people miss what's happening, it's a way of people catching up on the news. But on that subject, let's start out the show by saying that once again, I just want to make it clear that this channel is anti-Democrat channel, because I think in my mind, it's a little biased right now. All right, it's going to be a biased opinion. It's going to be partisan. Right, I believe the Democrat Party is the most evil organization, the most evil entity. All right, not all, but most of them are. All right, the policy that they're implementing is mainly influenced by the wealthy liberals. All right, if anything, the wealthy liberals is the most detrimental group of people out there. All right. And it's their fault they've been brainwashing people who identified as Democrat that Democrat is a good thing. People who identified as Democrat, all right, the lower division people who's in the urban community, they don't know what the real meaning of democratic is, right? They don't know what's their intention. They don't have the same mindset as the wealthy Democrats, right? So all these years, the wealthy Democrats have been brainwashing the lower class Democrats. And they're brainwashed so much, their cognitive dissonance is so high that they refuse to listen to any outside opinion, all right? They want to shut you down, want to silence you, all right? Everything you say, like, how's that democratic, right? From censoring your free speech, all right? Back long time ago, I thought Democrat wanted to champion free speech, fight for free speech, fight for diverse opinion, right? And all of a sudden, when people contradict what they're saying, they want to shut you down and not allow you to speak for yourself. They want to, if you don't share the same kind of narrative as they do, they refuse to listen to you. And I don't remember that Democrat used to be like that. Democrat used to be, I'm guessing rational thinkers used to be, but right now they're not what they are. But on that note, let's carry on with the first news, right? First news. Okay. Let me see what it kind of say. CNN, all right? Since we're talking the news, fake news, right? CNN been laying off a lot of people. They just recently laid off their whole London division. If you aren't aware, CNN is the biggest fake news manufacturer. They're not even news, in my opinion. They're propagandists. All right, they're not state-run. They're privately run propagandists. They probably have a tie with CIA. All right, there's a lot of report that there's a lot of their anchors, their actors on their show, on their network are CIA operative. For example, Anderson Cooper, which people don't know. Anderson Cooper is the heir to the Vanderbilt collection, right? Gloria Vanderbilt, this, I guess, fashion designer, right? And ironically, he get the free pass. He get all these special privileges to become this kind of widely known people, mainly through his collection, through his wealth, right? You don't know Anderson Cooper. His lineage span a lot, right? He's from a privileged background. I don't want to say everybody have a privileged background, but if anybody who have privileged background is probably Anderson Cooper, all right? But this is regarding CNN. CNN been trying to elude the fact that they're going out of business, all right? They've been eluding the fact that they're laying off people. Brian Selters, the guy who looked like George Costanza, been denying this for so many weeks, and all of a sudden, there's a report that shows that CNN is about to lay off people in their London division, which means that they're not doing so well. They're losing millions of dollars, and they just got acquired by AT&T, I think, right? And if you're a company and you're losing millions of dollars, there's gonna be some changes, right? Because the money talks and BS walks, right? If you're not making that much money, if your wokeness is so woke, all right, that you're losing money, corporation gonna have to step in because money ruled the corporation. If it wasn't for money, capitalism, corporation wouldn't survive, right? And they tried to and what I find weird is that these liberals are trying to combat capitalism, right? Wait a minute, isn't capitalism funding your corporation that fueling your causes? Like AOC and Bernie Sanders. I'm sure they have ties with corporation as well. All right? I'm sure they get corporate money as well. They lie. You don't want to take their word for granted. You know where to get their money from? Corporate entity. They don't want to say that. They want to appear that they're for the people, which they are not. All right? Bernie Sanders have some tie with corporation as well. And he's a very capitalist guy, right? By selling books, selling all these stuff, knickknacks, and all of a sudden he want to be a guy who champion anti-corporatism. Corporation is a bad thing, right? But he don't understand that corporation is the thing that funded him. Corporation is the entity that show him all these airwave, giving him his advertisement. If it wasn't for corporation, people wouldn't know who he is, all right? I'm not all for corporation, right? I'm not saying all for corporations, but I am for capitalism. Capitalism is the only thing that allowed people to get out of the impoverished condition that they're in. All right? If it wasn't for capitalism, people would stay poor. And they try to introduce this thing called socialism. Socialism is a repressive concept. All right? Socialism, there's no example that socialism will bring out people from poverty. Socialism has been creating poverty, all right? Socialism is a division of classes. It's not the unison of classes, all right? I'm sorry. Excuse me 1 second. Hay fever, I'm sorry. I just need to wipe out my nose. I don't want to show you guys how I do it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Capitalism is the only thing, excuse me. All right. Capitalism is the only thing that combat poverty. All right. If it wasn't for capitalism, people wouldn't rise up to success. All right. You want to capitalize on opportunity. That's why it's called capitalism. All right. When this opportunity presents to you, you capitalize on it. When opportunity doesn't present to you, you don't capitalize it. Like socialism. Socialism does not present opportunity. All right. Because in order to have opportunity, there's had to be some kind of separation between wealth. All right. When there's no separation between wealth and poor, all right. When there's no separation between wealth and poor, like equality, that means there's no chance of people being prosperous at all. All right. So I'm very anti-socialism because America was founded on capitalism, and I think it should be like that. That's what makes America so unique upon other country, and that's why a lot of countries try to adopt America's perspective. Like China used to be a communist. They know communist isn't feasible. That's why they adopted this capitalism kind of economy as well. All right. And not only that, the reason why China becomes so powerful because the Democrat let them in the World Trade Organization, which piggyback off of American wealth. Why do you think China is so wealthy right now? All right. Because they're taking the workload of American. That's why there's no job in America. Hay fever. If you have hay fever, you would understand what type of condition I'm going right now. My nose is scratchy, itchy. But excuse me 1 second. Like I said, the show's unscripted, unedited, so you may never know what's going to happen, right? Another thing that's on the news, right? Another thing that's on the news that on I don't know, I guess on Monday, Gillette been having their wokeness again. You know what being woke is? Try to appease to the social justice community. So Gillette released a commercial based on a transgender woman being taught by her father how to shave. All right, this transgender is taking hormone pill to grow hair and shave it off. What I don't understand is that why are you take hormone pills. The consequences of hormone pills, it'll cause you to grow hair in unwanted places, right? Now, if you want to grow hair, right, why are you shaving it off? Why don't you just not take the hormone pill? That's what I don't get. And they're pushing this narrative trying to make it acceptance that transgender is an accepted thing. Transgender make up less than 1% of the world population, not the world, American population. So why is Gillette pandering to this one small fraction of American population? Why not appeal to half of the world population, like men? Men make up half of the American population. All right, no matter what, it doesn't matter what race at all, because race comes in two genders, men and female. That's what I don't understand. All right, and not only that, female also biracial as well. All right, so why would you pander to a small margin of people? All right, so they're pushing this narrative. They're pushing the narrative, trying to make it acceptable, trying to make American people accept this idea of transgenderism. You know, it's an agenda that's being driven right here, right? By the deep state, by the cabal, by the Freemason. I just don't understand it. I'm not going to accept this, all right? In my opinion, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not buying Gillette, all right? I'm not buying any product from Gillette at all. I think Procter & Gamble make Gillette, right? So you got to question Procter & Gamble motive here. But that's one thing going on. Gillette's going super woke again, all right? Another thing is Joe Biden came out with his campaign to combat for education plan to make schools safe. They have to defeat the NRA, which I'm totally against. All right, I'm for the Second Amendment rights. If you're not aware, all right, it shall not be infringed on. All right, you could destroy this. Look, excuse me. You could destroy the NRA all you want, but that doesn't negate the fact that it's still a right to own firearms. You could the NRA could be gone the next day, and we could still have the right to own firearms. All right. If the NRA is gone, there will be another organization defending the Second Amendment right. All right. So what he's saying that the NRA try to defeat the NRA. All right, you can defeat the NRA all you want, but you know what? Something will come in place trying to defend the Second Amendment right. The NRA is just a lobbyist group that defend the Second Amendment right. If you defeat the NRA, who to say that another organization will come along trying to defend the Second Amendment right? It'll make no sense at all. He tried to appeal to people that don't think at all, right? Because NRA been getting a bad rap because their position with our Second Amendment rights, right? So what they don't know is that, yeah, you can get rid of the NRA, you can bash them all you want, but if they cease to exist, guess what? Another organization come in place and take over for what NRA left off with. All right, so it's just he's appealing to dumb voters, people that don't understand, people who's weak to their emotions. All right, so they want to use the NRA as a scapegoat, that they are the reason why firearms is so accessible. No, firearm is our right to have, is within the Constitution. If you can take a firearm away, that's unconstitutional. All right. The only way for you to take our firearm away is ratify the Constitution, which I don't see is going to happen anytime soon or anytime at all. All right. That's the only way for them to take the gun rights away. If they take our rights to own any kind of firearms, right? We restrict our rights to own any kind of firearm. It will be put down by the Supreme Court and deemed it unconstitutional. All right, because in the Constitution, our second right should not be infringed upon. No matter how many school shootings they do, no matter what kind of false flag they do, they cannot take our guns the right way. If they do, it's unconstitutional, and we'll see them in court. All right, the only way for them to do it is to ratify the Constitution, and at the rate it's going, I don't think it's going down in that path soon. So there's no way for them to do it. All right, they could pass all the state legislative law, but federal law topples state law. So all these states like California, if they take our gun rights away, guess what? The Supreme Court gonna throw it down in favor of the federal law, because it's our right to own a firearm. What these people don't understand. These liberal people, they don't have the Bill of Constitution in their pocket, the little small book. I have so much of them, I can't find it right now. It's in my glove compartment, right? What people need to learn is learn the Constitution, all right? They don't even know there's 27th Amendment, when asked how many men we have. They don't even understand that the first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. That's how stupid people are. The government don't teach government in school anymore. All right? The government don't teach government in school anymore. All right? But let's carry on. I digress. All right? And another major news that happened this week, Trump is very adamant about Mexico not taking their duty. And what he's suggesting is that if they don't get the acts together, right, he will apply a 5% tariff. Because you don't know if tariff is working right now. It's working with China. All right? At first, China was intimidated, and all of a sudden, China is willing to come to the table and negotiate again. All right, and now he's using the same tactics on Mexico, trying to get them to get the act straight to control their own borders. What people don't understand that, yeah, America build their own borders, but it'll be more efficient in Mexico do their part in building their side of the border because they don't have to go to the kind of restriction America goes to with their court system. All right? They wouldn't have to go to that kind of situation. They just could build the borders without any restriction. American court cannot tell Mexico to build a wall. All right? This is why it's so adamant that America need to tell, Trump need to tell Mexico to build your side of the wall as well. Because America, if you're not going to do it, we can tariff you, use that tariff to build our own wall. All right? And not only that, what's going on in America right now, there's this group called Build a Wall, Rebuild the Wall organization that's building the wall on private land, because in private land, right, court cannot get into it. All right, so they're actually building a wall from private citizen. All right, the private citizen get more things done than the government. Government is the least efficient thing in the world right now. All right, government don't get anything done at all. All right, you can tell by the school system. You don't benefit from the school system from the government. Look how, excuse me. Look how the DMVs run. It's so inefficient. People wait in line. Look how the post office run. It's so inefficient. All right, it's so dated. Anything runs by government is so dated, inefficient. People don't have the incentive. To work hard anymore. So they realize like there's no benefit. I'm not gonna get any money more than other people. Why? Why should I work any harder than other persons since I'm getting paid the same? Right? It's like unionized jobs, right? There's no incentive because everybody get paid the same. Bet they have the cushy job. That's what it is. Once again, if you just tune in, I got hay fever. My nose is running like crazy. I'm trying not to wipe my nose in front of you guys. I know how rude that can be. All right, but carry on. Let's carry on to the next news. The next news is that there's this tape been circling around by a person who is very a credit to the MLK biography. This has come from a MLK biographer who's very credible, right? He's the guy in the 80s that releases MLK biography, and he's a liberal democratic socialist. He's a Bernie supporter, right? Now, he suggested that there's a tape out there from the FBI that suggests that MLK was practicing some sexual scandal, some sexual act within a group of people, and the FBI had the tape. Now, what is said that the tape is out there, and he heard the tape, right? He heard the tape, but the tape won't be classified, won't be declassified until 2027, all right? Now, if this deemed to be true, it have more detrimental consequences to the Democrat than it is for the Republican, right? Because if you aren't aware, a Democrat like to trope the MLK as a figurehead of what they have been doing, right? Because if it wasn't MLK, Lyndon B. Johnson wouldn't sign the Civil Rights Act, and that's during the Democratic rule. That's why they like to prop Dr. King, which they don't understand. Dr. King is a Republican, right? Excuse me. Well, they don't understand that Dr. King is a Republican, but that they don't mention that to people, so they like to use Dr. King as a representation of Democratic success. All right. So if this ever come out that Dr. King was in practicing some promiscuous sexual activity, that would tarnish the Democratic Party, because Democrats are they of all these years they like to prop up Dr. King, right? Why is Democrats are so supportive of Dr. King since he's a Republican, but they don't tell people that he's a Republican? All right. I made a full in-depth video. You guys can check it out in my video list. All right, but that's one thing that's going on in the news. All right, and another news, if you want to know where Hollywood is boycotting Georgia because of the heartbeat bill not to make this funny is that corporation is starting to follow suit. Corporation like Disney, Bob Iger come out and said that we believe is the best interest of our employee, right? Of our employee interest, that if they don't feel comfortable, we should respect our employee wishes. All right, is that the case? If your employee suggested that they don't want to work, what are you gonna do? Respect him not working? So you're gonna pay him for not working, right? So Bob Iger, as a CEO, he think that employee input are more valuable than the corporate interest, right? Which, if you're in the corporate industry, yeah, employee is more valuable, but it's not the only thing that value. Like if his employee have a very toxic ideology, corporation won't appeal to it. Right? So this whole thing that Bob Iger is saying we must respect employee wishes, that's totally contradictory to what the corporate interest is. All right? And to make it more contradictory, to make it more hypocritical, right? Disney wanted to boycott Georgia for their heartbeat bill, but yet again they continue to shoot movie in country that don't allow abortions. All right? They shot movies in UAE, United Emirates. All right? They shot movie over there, which being gay and abortion is totally illegal, right? They shot in other aborted illegal country, and yet again they don't want to film in Georgia. This is grandstanding at its best. They're trying to they're being so hypocritical right now, right? So Hollywood is boycotting Georgia, and you know what? I think Georgia don't give a hoot about it, right? I encourage Georgia to stand strong. They survived once without Hollywood, and they could survive again. Hollywood is an evil entity, as you may have heard in my other previous video, right? People should just boycott Hollywood. Hollywood is just an arm of the CIA. They're practice in witchery, right? Witchcraft. That's what they are. Hollywood is witchcraft. City of Angels, more like City of Witches, to me. Los Angeles, it's City of Witches, not City of Angels. All right, that's one thing they're doing. They're trying to boycott Hollywood. I mean, they try to boycott Georgia because they have their own standard. All right, and segue to that from another Hollywood perspective is Meryl Streep come out of nowhere saying that toxic masculinity is very divisive. That women could be toxic as well as men. Right? I am not a big fan of Meryl Streep at all. I'm not a big fan of Meryl Streep, but yet again, there's one thing I agree with. That women could be as equally toxic as men are. All right, it's not just men. This idea of toxic masculinity is so divisive at all, because not all men is very toxic, and not all men are toxic. All right, not all women are toxic, because like every other thing, there are good side and bad side of everything in this world. There are good people of every races and bad people of every races. There are good men and bad men. To say that all men are toxic just because they are men is very divisive, and Meryl Streep came out of it. I applaud her for that. But yet again, she's involved in the Luciferian Hollywood. All right, so you can't put much emphasis on her. You can't be sided with her. She's still a liberal. She's still what's wrong with this country. All right, and who are we saying that she's acting like? Because these people are actors. All right, they're liars, professional liars. That's what we are. Excuse me. These people are professional liars, and people should not take any word from any actors and actresses at all. Because how do we know they're telling the truth? When they're interviewing, right? They're not only lying. They're double acting. They're acting as lies. Now, what you see, what they're portraying on camera is not how they are in life. All right, from these actors and actresses, they're acting in front of the camera. If there's a camera in front of them, of course they're gonna act. So they're double acting. They're acting as a celebrity and acting in front of the camera, which we don't even know how they are in real life. All right. But let's segue on to another part from politics to Hollywood. Is Nancy Pelosi. She encouraged Jimmy Fallon that they will be ready to impeach President Trump before the 2020 election. All right. This is the position of the Democrats going right now. All right, they're really into sacrificial suicide, killing their brand. They know how divisive this is, know how it's going to distort America, know how it's going to jump to a civil war by saying this stuff. All right, now why they say impeachment? Because most of the Democratic people don't even know the process of impeachment. Impeachment does not necessarily mean taken out of office. Look at Bill Clinton; he was impeached but it wasn't a successful impeachment. He wasn't taken out of office at all. All right. This is what they understand, that the demographic are stupid people. The constituents are stupid. They don't know what impeachment means because they've been brainwashed for so long. These people aren't capable of learning. These low-level Democrats. All right, that's what they are. That's their constituent. The constituent don't know the law. The constituent don't know the Constitution. All right, the constituent is mainly young people that don't know anything about Constitution. All right, impeachment is not necessarily removal from office. All right, and they're pushing this idea of impeachment on Jimmy Kimmel. All right, Jimmy Kimmel he have a handler, Disney. All right, Disney gave him this opportunity, and now he's embedded with the Luciferian agenda now. All right, all of a sudden he was a toxic man. Now all of a sudden he's a wussified simp. Jimmy Kimmel is a lackey. Don't listen to him. He's an idiot. All right. All right. And this is from Disney. Disney owned Jimmy Kimmel, right? And speaking of Disney, another thing that Disney was in, Disney been all over the news this week, right? Bob Iger, Bob Iger is the CEO of Disney, right? He put his 2 cents on the trade with China, right? Because if you don't aware, Disney did a lot of business with China, right? Most of their crap are produced in China, right? Now, if this tariff thing that Donald Trump is implementing on China, that means all the Disney product out there would skyrocket. It will be more expensive than what it is. If you don't know, Disney's making a fortune selling you useless Chinese crap. All right? All the stuff you buy from Disneyland or have a Disney logo on it is made in China. All right? They spend pennies on the dollars of these products that they sell to you guys, that you buy, these stuffed animals. It's pennies on they made it for cheap pennies, and they sell you for an absorbable amount of prices. And people don't understand that. You're making Disney richer. All right? What people need to do is stop buying anything made in China. Stop buying Disney product, because you're only helping Disney to influence the world in a negative way. Disney is basically an MK Ultra propaganda machine. All right? And recently, this week, Disney just opened the Star Wars Galaxy Edge in Anaheim. All right? That is another way of Disney brainwashing. There's a lot of Star Wars fans. If you're a Star Wars fan, I'm sorry for you guys, but I have to say the truth first. Star Wars is a distraction. You are brainwashed, right? If I were you, I would not fund Star Wars. I stop watching it. I stopped watching it ever since the acquisition of Lucasfilm by Disney. Right? I was a big Star Wars fan, I have to admit, right? But as soon as Disney take over Star Wars, I lost hope. I boycotted. I never watched Star Wars ever again. All right? Never. I haven't seen The Force Awakens. I haven't seen none of the Star Wars movie that came out ever since Disney bought it. Right? Disney is a bad organization. People don't understand. It's basically an organization for women and children. Right? If you're a male, you're a beta male for watching Disney stuff. All right? I'm sorry. That's what it is. It is what it is. But excuse me. But yeah, that Bob Iger have admit that the trade war is going to affect Disney. No, duh. Right? Because most of your crap, you would not be affected if you would manufacture most of your crap in America, which give it more quality. Right? Disney, why don't you open more manufacture in America? Why you have to manufacture in China? All right? If you wouldn't manufacture in China at all, you wouldn't be in this kind of situation. You're a corporation. All right? Come back to America. Even though you're an evil industry, at least you'll provide America more jobs. Stop making all your crap in China. All right? I have no sympathy for Disney. I have no sympathy for Bob Iger. Bob Iger is a high-level Luciferian. Who knows? This guy might dabble in politics as well after he leaves Disney. All right? Don't vote for him. He's an evil guy, evil entity. All right? He's embedded with Disney. Disney is not a good thing. Disney have occultic meanings. Disney is a part of the CIA, MK Ultra manufacturing handler program, right? So don't be sympathy for Disney. I don't care for Disney at all. All right? And now let's digress on that and more on. There's a lot of news we got to cover, right? Elizabeth Warren came out of nowhere, and the show, she was on The Breakfast Club, hosted by Charlemagne and DJ Envy. Right? They were grilling her on her claim to be Native American. Now she's a Democrat as well, right? She's a Democrat, and she when they grill her, she's used the same Democratic tactic, deflect every questions, right? Try to circumvent the question by changing the topic. That's typical Democrat tactics, right? They elude the question, they say stuff like, for Kamala Harris' perspective, she said, now that's a conversation we need to have. Why would you say we're having the conversation now, Kamala Harris? We're having the conversation right now. What better time to have a conversation than now, right? Same goes with Elizabeth Warren. Why are you deflecting the question, right? She was getting grilled by DJ Envy and Charlemagne, right? So that's one big thing I knew, that Elizabeth Warren, she's a joke. She's a joke candidate. She's trying to pander to the LGBT community by going to parade. There's this gif been going around that she's been looking like a weirdo, right? But Elizabeth Warren, she's low on the totem pole. She is a weak woman. She's not a strong person at all, right? She's very emotional, and she's callous. She's all the bad adjectives you could name her, and she went on the Breakfast Club trying to appeal to the African American community by saying reparations, equal rights, all this money, try to say giving all this free stuff, college tuition. Now, she's pandering 101 to the max right now, all right? But speaking of the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, one of the hosts of the Breakfast Club, came out of nowhere and voiced his opinion on Georgia heartbeat bill and abortion, right? And he's a Luciferian. All right, he's embedded in the entertainment industry, right? The reason why I say he's Luciferian, he's always dressed in black. Now, if you say, oh, so far I'm dressed in black, does that make me a Luciferian? No, man, you're just a guy watching my video. That's it. I'm talking about people who's embedded in the industry. Are you embedded in this industry? If you are embedded in the industry and you wear all black, you are a Luciferian. But if you're not embedded in the industry, you don't work in the industry, you wear all black, you're just a regular Joe, all right? But I'm talking about people who's embedded in the industry, the show business industry, which is Charlemagne. He's a Luciferian. He's an MK Ultra acid, all right? This guy come out of abortion, say his own opinion about abortion, and yet again, this guy allegedly was raping a girl and didn't get charged for nothing in the Air Force base, all right, in North Carolina. Allegedly, he was raping a woman. He's a rapist, allegedly. But do I believe he's a rapist? Yes, I do. Why do I believe it? Because he's embedded in the showbiz industry, all right? And I reserve my own rights. But you guys can have different opinions. But in my opinion and what I believe, all right, this is my belief only. I believe that Charlemagne is a rapist. He should be charged for what he done. All right, that's the reason why he have this book called Anxiety, or The Shake Up, or whatever it is, The Shook Up. All right, it's him talking about his anxiety. Yeah, you have anxiety because you're guilty of raping a woman. That's why. And he had the galls to come and voice his opinion on abortion. Say, wouldn't you have the right for abortion? No. All right, if you have the galls to voice your opinion on abortion, every man in America should have the right to tell women not to get an abortion. All right, abortion is the wrong thing to do. I believe abortion is bad. It's not a right thing to do. There's other alternative besides getting an abortion. Right? They're gonna say within a woman's life or death. You know, we live in 2019. All right, we have a lot of procedure to save a woman's life, C-section, all right, spinal, epidural, tab, and all that stuff. All right, there's a lot of medical development that's been developed throughout history that could save women's life. All right, dying from a giving birth is extremely rare these days. All right, but this guy Charlemagne, I'm not gonna call his full name. That people should not refer another man. Another man should not refer another man as a god. All right, there's only one God, and that's the Most High. All right, and for him to say he's a god, that's totally sacrilegious, blasphemous. All right, that's disrespecting the Most High right there. Charlemagne, he's an idiot. All right, stop watching The Breakfast Club. He's a joke. All right, he's a MK Ultra acid. He's a rapist, allegedly. All right, he's a rapist. But I digress on that. This guy's a joke. Don't listen to Breakfast Club. Now Elizabeth Warren's on the Breakfast Club trying to appease to people. Breakfast Club is a joke. Stop watching that. All right. All right. More Democratic news. Hillary is making a production company catering to the feminist movement. All right. Hillary, she's the same old tactics, same feminist, right? She is a lie. If anything she does not represent females' rights at all. All right. This woman is just pandering. And if she is for feminist women's rights, why is she attacking Paula Jones, Juanita Broderick, all right? Her husband is a rapist, and she's one champion of women's rights. If you want to champion women's rights, wouldn't you divorce from your husband? All right? he admit of raping. He admit and taking advantage of Monica Lewinsky, liar under oath. That's why he was impeached, because he actually broke a law, which Donald Trump haven't break any law yet. Bill Clinton actually broke a law by lying under oath. All right, no matter how small it is, it's still breaking the law, and that's why he went to impeachment. Donald Trump didn't break any law at all, and they tried pushing impeachment. This shows you the double standard within the Democratic Party. They're so evil. All right. In another news, Jussie Smollett, a judge ordered to release the paper documents on Smollett and explain the reason why. So he's in deep trouble right now. He's getting sued by the Chicago Police Department. This guy is a sacrificial lamb. The reason why they push Jussie Smollett, because they try to push this homosexual agenda that homosexuals being attacked. All right, but and this guy is an idiot, in my opinion. He think he's cool. He's a D-lister. All right, people should not take him seriously, and I hope he gets what's coming to him. Jussie Smollett is an evil guy. He's not a man of God. He's godless, like every other Democrat out there. They're godless people, right? Believe in abortion. What I see, what I'm seeing in my hometown right now. I live in California, all right? I'm starting to see churches with rainbow flag on it. All right, now if you see a church with rainbow flag on it, you got to question their leadership. All right, if you guys see a church with rainbow flag on it, you have to question their leadership. Stop going to that church, because that's totally against what God said. It's totally against the Bible. Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what Sodom and Gomorrah is? It's basically the annihilation of sodomites. Sodomites is another word for homosexuality. All right. When the gods went to Sodom and Gomorrah, the sodomites try to have sex with the god because they say they look beautiful, look pristine. All right. Look what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. That's what it is. If a church tried to put the rainbow flag on it, they're going against the Bible. They're going against what God wanted. All right. You got to question their leadership and stop going there. All right. And that's what I'm starting seeing in churches in California. So I'm starting to starting to question these churches. But segue on to another news. This is a big news right now. That's why I'm saving it for last. Is what's going on. Excuse me. Before I start, let me take care of some business. Okay, I'm back. I'm saving the best for last. And the best for last is there's another shooting within Virginia Beach. Virginia is let me say this. Let me find a word to describe it. It's very embedded with governmental activities because the CIA is over there. All right, they have a shooting in the municipal building, which is a government-owned building, which is a gun-free zone, right? Which have this person of color who came out who did the shooting, and he's a despondent person, right? A person. Excuse me. This hay fever is really deteriorating the quality of this video, right? But Virginia Beach, all right. Before the shooting, the police was about to have a drill of shooting, but ironically, there was an actual shooting before the day of the drill. I find it highly suspicious. And during that day, which is a Friday, there's a lot of things going on in the news, right? Trump is imposing a tariff. All right, Hannity is about to do a show based on the FISA warrant and all these corruptions. All right, and Donald Trump have a tweet, tell everybody to watch it. And what else is going on? A lot of things been going on Friday, right? And then, in my opinion, I think it's all big distraction. That shooting is a distraction. There's a lot of inconsistency. All right. It turns out the shooter was male, a black African American male, right? And that's totally against what their narrative is. So I'm thinking, why all of a sudden the mainstream media stopped covering this? Have you ever wondered that? The only people that's covering this is independent journalists. That's try to question these stuff. All right. But all of a sudden the mainstream media just stopped covering it. All right, and the first thing that come out of these leftists is that we need gun control. No, this guy have a clear indication of mental illnesses. And the reason why he got mental illnesses, in my opinion, is that he was a MK Ultra Acid, Project Bluebird, right? He was brainwashed, all right? Most of these crazy people are MK Ultra Acid. and that's the only way for them to conduct this kind of behavior because they're brainwashed. They can't think straight. All right. And his handler survived. I think this guy is his handler, allegedly. All right. I'm not saying sir. I'm not saying for sure, but allegedly. Justin Scott, whatever his name is. Now you gotta really ask him, like, you gotta really question his connection, and there's a lot of connection within this thing because it's in the CIA. Ralph Northam came out of nowhere. If you don't know, Ralph Northam is he's a racist governor, right? Virginia has been all over in the news this year, right? From the scandals with the governor, from the March Madnesses, all right, from the March Madnesses, and from what else? What else is Virginia known for? Oh, the heartbeat bill or the infanticide bill, all right? And it's crazy. Virginia is going through a lot. I think it's the year of Virginia, man. The year of Virginia. And I'll get into full detail. You can check out my video on what I think about Virginia. I think is a setup by the deep state. All right, there's too much inconsistency here, and they're releasing victims' photo all of a sudden out of nowhere without giving respect to the family member. Like you just release this photo without asking the family member. I'm not sure of that, but excuse me. All right, but one thing that I want to question is that picture of the photo. I mean, are these people real or not? Or how do we know these people aren't computer generated? How do we know these people are not crisis actors? How do we know this is not a false flag? All right, it have all the characteristic of a false flag, right? All the characteristics of a false flag. But anyway, I digress. And I think that's what I'm going to leave you off with as the biggest news of this week, the Virginia shooting. But this video is going to go on too long. But let me know what you think, all right? You think what's going on is very Luciferian? This thing that's been happening, especially with the Democratic Party, they've been all over the news lately, right? Well, I said it once and I said it again, this is an anti-democratic channel. Yes, I could be biased, but this is a good reason to be biased against a Democrat because they have failed ideas, failed policy, failed ideology, right? Their ideology does not benefit any American belief. It's totally un-American. Anything Democrat is totally un-American. They want to bring up people that's American. They rather protect the rights of foreigners than it is to protect the rights of Americans. Why is it in your best interest to protect foreigners? Foreigners are not American citizens. Why are you protecting these people? All right. But I digress. Let me know what you think. Do you like the video? Should I keep making these kind of video? Once again, because of what I'm saying, YouTube are not monetizing my channel. That means I'm demonetized. That means I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. That's why you see me go, excuse myself and do all these random things right now, because it's unedited. I'm willing to put my flaws to let you guys decide whether I'm telling the truth or not, right? Because you don't see a lot of people will put out their flaws right now. All right, but on that note, because I'm not monetized, I can say whatever I want, and unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited, all right? And I'm not taking any donations. But if you want to support the channel, you could subscribe to my channel on YouTube and BitChute. Go to BitChute. Don't subscribe to BitChute. Don't just subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to BitChute as well. And follow me on Twitter, get.ai, and minds.com, right? All my video will automatically go BitChute and YouTube to circumvent their censorship. If you don't find my video on YouTube, go to BitChute. It will be on BitChute. But yeah, you can support me if you like my channel. If you can subscribe to me from YouTube or BitChute, because when you subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. Because when I make more videos, I can get through to more people. Because the point of this channel is to wake people up and make people ask questions. What people are lacking right now is the ability to ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. It's within your rights to ask questions. All right, and that's what people are lacking now. Ask questions and look for your own answers. Don't just listen to me. But as of right now, I thank you for your time. I know your time is valuable, and I will try not to waste any of your time. On a note, I appreciate for you watching me this long, and I really appreciate and on that note, guys, thank you for listening. And this is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm Stefan, and I'm checking out. Peace.